It's Jim from Animal Ability and fitness contributor for Wild Warrior Nutrition. Today we're going to do a demo of a full body workout using just rings. Now you can also use a suspension device like a TRX or whatever, but let's go for it. Okay, first up, Brielle from the Animal Ability group is doing lateral jumps. Holding onto the rings, leaning back and riding them over. And here we go, she's doing assisted pistols. Just using the rings for stability purposes, trying to minimize using them to pull up with your arms. And here's the other leg. You can go anywhere from 5 to 20 repetitions of exercises like this. All depends on your goals. And just remember, usually higher reps are more for hypertrophy. That means size building. And here she is doing an airborne lunge. Lunging backwards until her back knee grazes the floor. And here she is doing a gliding Cossack, only coming up enough that she can get over to the other side. You can also come up and stay on one side. You can go up and then to the other side like she's doing now. And these are just lean back squats. Kind of hold on to the suspension device like you're water skiing and lean back, drive with your heels. This is kind of like a hack squat, so it works more the front of your thighs. This is a suspension leg curl. Now with the ring, she puts the bottoms of her shoes onto the ring part so it doesn't dig into your ankles. If you have a TRX, you can use the strap part on your ankles in some cases, depending on how it feels. And you want to keep your hips up high and curl your legs in. And here she is doing eccentric only pull-ups. Stepping up, jumping a little bit, letting down 6 to 8 seconds each rep. And you want to think about pushing your elbows down instead of pulling your hands down. Either way, you're going to work your upper arms. But if you really want to get a lot of back work, make sure you're forcing your elbows down. Okay, here we are with a lean forward overhead press. The more of an angle you get leaning, the harder it's going to be. You're also going to feel this in your whole anterior chain, the whole front of your body, especially your midsection, aka what some people call core. I don't like that term, of course. And here we are with Recline Rows. You can walk back to make it easier, walk forward, or even elevate your feet to make it harder. Once again, think about forcing your elbows back. Upper arms are going to be working either way. And here we are, a little too far back there. She's going to need to walk forward, make that a little easier. Yeah, there you go. Ring push-ups. So as you can see from the start, she started too far back, made it too hard to even do one. moved a little farther forward than she should have, so she inched back a little bit. This is one of those exercises, just as with all suspension things, that you can adjust by angles, moving forward or backwards. This is a T. This is a lot harder than it looks. Come on. Okay, here's the Y. You can do these in whichever order you want. Usually start with the T or the Y. Sometimes I like to start with the Y first because that takes a little more coordination. And here's the A. You want to try to minimize that arm bend. She's doing a little more than optimal, but you got to do what you got to do. You build up. That's what it's all about, progressive resistance. Okay, these are eccentric Pelican curls. Lower yourself down your biceps. Keep your wrist a little hooked. Step up with your leg. You can do them with positive concentric motion also, but it usually seems to work a little more intensely, getting at a more acute angle and doing just the eccentric part, really emphasizing the stretch. You want to make sure your shoulders are back and down, wrist a little hooked. If you feel anything weird in your shoulders, stop, readjust, or just discontinue until the next time. Figure out what you did wrong. Okay, we're using a single ring here and doing the eccentric tricep movement, stepping up, letting down slowly, trying to get as much of a bend in the elbows as possible. You can do these both concentric also. I just like to make sure I focus on the eccentric part, sometimes only, because that way you're really going slow and focused on the muscle. Otherwise you feel like you're not doing anything if you go too fast. Okay, here we are with ring layouts. This works your midsection and your whole anterior chain. You want to round your back, let out as far as you can. And like I said, you can adjust the intensity by adjusting where you stand. Come on, go out further. There you go. Walk up so you can go out further. You want to get that range of motion. Do not let your hips drop towards the floor on this one. No arching of the lower back. Okay, here we are with a straddle hip thrust. This is working your glutes and your low back a little bit, and your hamstrings